Big Boss Jock Radio Show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, confront the government, liberate the Confederate States of America, the Alamo placed as the capital. Join up with the revolution. Be part of the solution. Analyst Assessment, Episode 27. Clip uploaded by NBC News. Posted April 5, 2019. Airtime 52 minutes, 2 seconds. Clip entitled, Watch Live. Trump participates in Immigration and Border Security Roundtable. Entering into the clip at 8 seconds, 24, statement Don made. We've renovated a lot, and we're building a lot. And maybe you could give a little summation of that now. When slowed down, now can the listener understand what rubbish is being spoken? And now that they're becoming aware of the computer generation, should feel quite offended about being subjected to such brainwashing, subliminal code sent through the statements of others, made to look genuine, such as the statements of U.S. President Don, about to give away the nation. The intention, we've renovated a lot. Well, let's think about this, listeners. What could be used instead of we've? The United States of America, with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers working here at the Calexico length, have been able to renovate a lot. And what could be used instead of, and we're building a lot? Well, how about not a lot twice? Because it sounds ignorant. In turn, the listener operates at a low intellect level. That's why they're not noticing the slop talk placed by the USDIA. The public's been conditioned. If they had put this in 1993, the public would have noted the difference. When placed was an executive order USDIA directorate, which made for a 5-minute lapse on every broadcast. Attempt to go and look at the local news be produced. There's a 5-minute lapse. They won't allow that. Everyone at the set signs confidentiality agreements. It's part of the process, working at the station, that they can't talk about the 5-minute lapse. It was part of the directorate, placed by the USDIA with approval by the U.S. President, with executive order. Every broadcast, 5-minute lapse. Before that, for decades, there had been a 5-second lapse. With the advances in technology, by 1993, they had the dialogue. They could place the words. The people aren't realizing these performances that are seen on the screen are not genuine. They might not even happen at all. All the operator needs is the image. Reproduced is the event. The production is a farce. The dialogue, the intent is to leave the listener programmed, brainwashed. That's accomplished through the use of we, you, they, being described as the people, the trickery. They're a U.S. citizen. There should be a difference between the people, the illegal migrant, and the people, the U.S. citizen. Soon, the U.S. citizen will be a migrant also, accepting that's their placement, the same as everyone else, no difference. Another person in a group of people, described as so by their leader, the U.S. President, but it is not. It's the USDIA with a computer-generated dialogue, leaving the population brainwashed. Before I continue any further, The show, the Big Boss Jock Radio Show. Listen to live on the mighty 750 kilohertz AM. Day and night. It's part of the stim receiver. That's the signal. 750 kilohertz AM. That's one of them. 75 megahertz. Go ahead and track me. Every quarter second to a half second. Well, it's there. No. Is it a quarter or a half? That I'm not sure. I have to figure out what the difference is between a quarter and a half when I look at the meter and the needle bounces. It spikes. Meaning, it varies back and forth on how much current and how much, well, I don't know what it is. I didn't study enough. How do radio waves work? Yeah, well, it's a 10,000 milliwatt signal. And then it gets picked up and it gets amplified. I know the bottom line. Transistor radio with germanium diodes, and they can listen to me anywhere in this town. That's very wrong. Who's they? Law enforcement. Court date, May 23rd. I'd appreciate some assistance. Yes, I am implanted with a stim receiver, and yes, I have been with the U.S. federal government all my life. Though, until recently, I was unaware. I no longer, and I never accepted being held a slave, received no pay, multitude of injuries during the time and up to date, being held, sent out on their operations. Not of my own will, woken up from my sleep. Could have been at the dinner table, taking a bite to eat, placed back down at the table a week later. Didn't know I'd been shot. Oh yeah, the side did hurt, didn't know why. Keep going. That's right. Torture not to understand. Zap, 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 zap. Electroshocked. All the way to the flat line if needed be. Defibrillator back to life. Oh, a bit abusive? Yeah, I feel that it was abusive, though others don't. Maybe someone out there who hears the broadcast, takes the time and reads the pages, posted on the True Conspiracy Forum website, will make an appearance at the Shasta County Superior Court, May 23rd, 8:30 in the morning, Division 2. Let the judge know what's going on is wrong. It's time that the one who is not recognized, is not accredited anything, receives some medical benefits. It's long overdue time. Bullet lodged in the backbone, a bullet in the left hand, makes life a bit cumbersome. And that's just one of the many. What makes life quite cumbersome? The broken back in 2014. Extrajudicially extradited from Peru. They broke my back. They're aware of that. No medical attention. Had an MRI done, didn't understand. Were you in a car wreck recently? Better be careful with that back. I was in there for the implants. The bullet as well. Couldn't understand. The USDIA operator right there, make sure I couldn't. Needles inserted into the eyeballs another time, so I couldn't remember for another 5 years. Here I am. Or was it 3.5 years? Yeah, around there. So how functions the program? It's quite miserable being held in the stim receiver program. A device that can't be removed. Not without major brain damage. A little tired. Bit cumbersome. Being held a slave. Disrespected in almost every way. The rape victim, the sexually assaulted victim on the doorsteps of the Reading Police Department. A sign that reads, they pushed straight pins through my testicles, under my fingernails, into the eyeballs. Clearly states the police officials, the Reading Police Department, on a handheld billboard. Another, the police raped me, sodomized me, left me hospitalized for 5 days, the sheriff. Didn't mean a thing. Put into his custody. Again. And again. It's about time that an investigation be made and that birth name Earl Hawkins, this person who's speaking right here, this body who has an auxiliary name, Jean Paul Martineau, that he be allotted a habeas corpus hearing to establish identity. And that he no longer be held against will in a stimoceiver program. That he be fitted with an RF jammer and can jam their signal. The USDIA operators, who also put an agitator wire in the heart and get to press the button anytime they get the urge. It wasn't for my benefit. It shows up in an x-ray. It's quite intrusive. Obtrusive was a small diameter cable. It was done to be cumbersome. Make life difficult. I'd appreciate some assistance. Anyone see that knife on my hip? Every afternoon? On the doorsteps of the Reading Police Department? Including at the main intersection? Main Avenue? In the town of Reading? Pay a visit to the courtroom. Let the judge know that who's being prosecuted had that knife. He was recognized as a federal agent to have that knife every day in front of their office. If not, why aren't they being made to explain their actions? And that's the police. How are they keeping this man out there and then taking him into a courtroom? I mean, after 5 months, and handed back the knife through their possessions claims. And no one understands that if they went out with a megaphone at 50 watts and whop, whop, whop what they felt, expressed themselves at such a height and level that it would take maybe 4 or 5 hours of broadcast before they would be addressed by the occupants of the building, the police department. No one finds any of this odd. Tick-tock, tick-tock, runs does the clock. Not getting a bit of health care. None. And sprayed with a machine gun from head to toes. Bit difficult. Whole lot of disrespect for a vet. Continuing with the analyst assessment. 8:22 to 8:30. While the general was being introduced, he held his hands formed in a pyramid, computer generated, so that, and this happens often, Don does it, many of the politicians, I mean, whoever the USDIA chooses, they have them form with their hands a pyramid. That shows when they talk who they're representing, and that's the pyramid. The pyramid's being addressed. They're at the top. The public's been taught, conditioned to respond to that symbol. They know who's in control. The pyramid, computer generated. Computer generated action. Public left condition. Accept the pyramid. Our one only God, He helps me do this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks, along with show my gratitude for our Father in heaven, our one only God. This is the Big Boss Jock, momentarily signing off.